Hello, I'm Alison Smith and I thought I'd do a bit of a Landscaping Your Life 101 and give you an experience for yourself that we can do in about 5 minutes. And in order to do that, I'd like you to think of a situation that you'd like more insight about. There might be a gap between where you are and where you want to be, or it might be a situation where you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed or stressed about. So pick a 5 out of 6 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10, I think, for this little experience. Once you've used it and, I suppose, convinced yourself that it works and feel comfortable with it, then you can try it with 6 or 7, 8 out of 10 sorts of experiences. So get your piece of paper, get a pen, and then let me show you what you're going to do. And the question I need you to answer, and you're going to draw on a piece of paper, is if your problem was a mountain, what sort of mountain would it be? Now, that might sound strange, but the majority of people, the hundreds of people who've done this with me, actually do have an answer. So don't overthink it. It's not about spending the next 30 minutes drawing the mountain. It's just about, what are the sides like? How big is it? I just want to, you could even just put me on hold while you draw it, because what I'm just about to say may actually detract and change what you do. And I'd much rather you focus on, if you and I were here, I'd give you a couple of minutes to draw the mountain, then I'd ask you the following questions. So draw your mountain, whatever that looks like. It might be that you realise you need a bigger piece of paper. You might realise that you need different coloured pens. So don't overthink it. There's no right or wrong. Don't forget, I can't see what you're doing. So what, if you were to think of that situation, what would the mountain look like? And now you've drawn the mountain that represents your current situation, I'd like you to make changes to it. So, for instance, here is my starter for 10. So, the other thing about making changes to it, this will be fairly easy for me to make changes to, but it could be that you went, oh no, I need to make it less pointy. So it might be that you actually go to another part of the piece of paper just to make it less pointy, or it might be that you want to make it more hilly. It might be that you need to add more hills in, or it might be that you need to add the sun in. I didn't say it was going to be drawing 101, did I? So what I have seen people do is the fact that they need to draw paths in it to show the fact that you can get up to the top of it. Other changes might include adding a base camp, might be about adding a guide. Somebody realised that they hadn't included themselves in the picture, and that, although I didn't ask them to, it was important for them to add themselves into the picture. Somebody else realised that they had not got the right things on their feet, so they needed to add in sort of provisions and equipment for climbing a mountain. And the reason that this is important, I've got a little visitor. Hello, little babe. Hello. Where have you gone? You might have little pals. Oh, can I have that back? Thank you. That's my stick. And the reason that I'm asking you to draw a picture rather than talk about the situation is because sometimes when we talk about situations that we're stuck in, we can get quite, the emotions are quite close to the top. We can feel them. Our mind can get overwhelmed, because I invited you to think about a situation that you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed about. And yet once we start drawing, it's as if we've sent all the detail, the data, the content, the story we're telling about the situation on a coffee break. And we're just looking at the patterns. So it's much easier to go, oh, I'm trying to do this on my own. I haven't asked for any help. You know, why would I wouldn't even think of climbing a mountain without some help. Or it might be, oh, but I'm envisaging it's a steep mountain. And I've now got little paw prints from my little visitor earlier that I had to stop the video for. So that's too, I'm treating it as if it's a mountain, and actually it is a hill. Or it could be that some of the changes you make are the fact that you've done it in black and white. I didn't invite you not to do it that way. But that actually, once you add a bit of colour in, you've had a bit of greenery. I had one group where they'd realised that they sort of were envisaging that the top of this mountain was a bit like Everest, so you can't even breathe, never mind it's too cold. And I said, is that the reality? No, you know what, we're just going to draw a few more mountains around it. It might be a Munro, as they might higher mountains here in Scotland, but nevertheless they're actually climbable, and it just enables us to look at the patterns. I'm trying to do it without the right shoes on. Which is just a metaphor for have I got all of the things that I need in order to make this happen. So I'd love you to leave a comment in terms of what you discovered when you tried this experiment, I suppose. It's such a great means of putting the content down, putting the stress down, doing a bit of drawing, and then when you come back to the situation later, it's as if it's changed somehow. And I liken it to the fact it's as if the doors that were closed to us finding the solutions are no longer closed in our minds, and therefore we've opened them by a little bit of drawing, and therefore we've now got access to our inner wisdom that does know what to do. So next time you have a problem, I'd really encourage you to think about, draw it as a mountain, make changes to it, and then just notice what you notice. And do subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more over here on YouTube, and so would love you to subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, let me know what you'd like videos about. If you've got a specific issue, I can go out for a landscaping a life walk and see what I can discover and share it with you in a video.